suffix and the preferred names now display in the title bar. So you can see that example on the top corner here. It says A Junior Aaron, and then the preferred name is in parentheses. We can also see that in other places, like in the patient's hub. They're at the top, or when you're in the progress note. They've added a maximum or minimum character limit functionality in various windows. If you enter numbers beyond the character limits, you'll see a pop-up. For example, they've added it to the gestational age. If you enter over 10 characters, you'll get a warning. You're only allowed up to 10. The character limit functionality has also been extended to the zip code fields. You can now use up to 12 digits. Next, on the patient demographics, they've added a sexual orientation, gender identity button. You'll see it next to the patient's sex. You'll click SOGI. So you have the birth sex, the sexual orientation, and the gender identity. So you can make the selections, and then at the bottom you have logs, and that allows you to track the changes made to each. So you'll have a tab for sexual orientation, gender identity, and birth sex. The option that is selected is the active option, and you can see that note telling you that at the bottom. Let me just open that here in EXE. I'll click the SOGI button. So you can enter the information and you have the logs there as well. You have enhancements for race, ethnicity, and language. In 11E, you'll see race, ethnicity, and language listed on the left. So you can click the ellipsis to each. In this example, we can see ethnicity. At the top, I can click Show All to see all of the ethnicities. And if I'm searching for a specific one, I can just type it in at the top. So you do have a search option. Now, as a practice, you can set up favorites. To set up favorites, you can select them and click Set Favorite at the bottom. And you can select multiple at a time. So select your favorite and click Save at the bottom, or Set Favorite. Then you can turn off Show All to see just your favorites. Then to select it for the patient, let me go back to that screen. So to select an ethnicity, I can check the boxes. And click OK at the bottom. And they've made it so that when you touch the race, ethnicity, or language, you'll see a little pop-up that shows the information on there. So I can read all of it without having to open that section. Your race and language are the same. Let's show the next example in EXE. In EXE, you can see race, ethnicity, and language by clicking additional info on the bottom left corner. So let's say I want to add the race here. I can show all the races by clicking Show All. If you're searching for a specific race, you have the search field at the top. If you just want to flip through the pages, you have the next and previous buttons at the bottom. You can set up favorites by selecting your favorite races and clicking Set Favorite at the bottom. Then turn off Show All at the top to show just your favorites. You can select the races for your patient and then click OK. And again, when you touch it, you can see all the information without having to go back into it. So let's say there was multiple items selected. Then I can touch it and still read everything. All right, and your language would work the same way. Another enhancement is they've added a county button on the patient info. I'll see it by going to Additional Info on the bottom left corner. And next to that street address, you'll see a county button. So you can click county and click Get County. And that would populate the county number and name based on the state and zip code in your patient's address. Another enhancement is they've added a sorting functionality on multiple logs. And that includes logs in the patient info. So let's go back to the first page of patient info. Let's click Options. And first you can generate the log. Go back to Options, then you can view the log. So this would show you logs of patient demographics, who's come in to view or change information. So the enhancement is they've added the ability to sort. You can sort by any of the columns: username, patient ID, action, timestamp. Let's say I want to sort by username. I can double click that column. When I see the arrow appear, it means it's sorting by that. Or let's say I want to sort by timestamp. I can double click that section. You can click the arrow to reverse the order. So when the triangle is facing up, you can see the oldest on top.